Hey everyone, welcome to the very last vlog of Halloween Horror Nights 29. It's a sad day, but I'm so excited to be here. Notoriously, the last day is usually pretty slow, but yet again, so is Halloween and the day after. But those 2 days were super busy this year. So I'm interested to see how busy exactly it is tonight. So of course we'll see, but I just want to go through all the houses and the streets one last time for this last season and kind of put a nice bow on things. You know, we've done a few vlogs, but it's the last night, so let's just celebrate it, all right? Fortunately, it looks like it's so busy that they're rerouting everyone to this side entrance way over past guest services, which I guess this is a good tip for next year because it looks like there's almost no line over here. Also, service puppy. All right, and we're in. That literally took like no time. I mean, look at that massive line. It goes all the way to the archway. So definitely worth coming out to the side. Since we're already over here at the side, a lot of the houses aren't quite open yet because it's not yet 6:30. Super close. But Killer Clowns is right here and it's only 15, so I think we're going to check that one out first and try to head back towards the back of the park and then work our way back to the front. That's usually the best method for Halloween Horror Nights, so let's do that. Checking out Clowns and then headed to the back. Shorty is and forever will be my favorite. He's so cute. It's only 15 minutes though, let's do this. You guys know my thoughts about Killer Clowns. If you don't, you should go back and watch our very first video of the HHN preview that we did. I talked about all my thoughts for all the houses, but I think that one goes further and further up on my list every time I go through it. It's just such a fun house. The actors always deliver it. I actually have a few friends from that house from previous years that I scared here, but every single run that I go through it, it just gets better and better and better. It's one of my favorites for sure. But that brings me to why I'm here today. Yes, I do want to check out to see how long the waits are, how packed the park is, but really my purpose is I just want to clear out my thoughts a little bit about some of these houses because they are so good this year. It is really hard to figure out what ranking I have the houses in. And to promote our podcast just a little bit, the very next podcast episode that'll be coming out this week, we're going to be doing our official, 1 through 10, what's our favorite to least favorite for the houses and streets of Halloween Horror Nights. So be sure to check that out. But that's really why I'm here. There's a few houses that I don't quite know where I put yet. Not because I don't know how good they are or how bad they are, but it's just all of them meet such a phenomenal level of theming and scare that it's really hard to place some of these. So today I'm going to try to be figuring some of that out. But as of right now, it looks like it's about to be super busy, but it's not yet. So let's check on those wait times real quick and then head as far back to the back of the park as possible to try to hit some of those houses with the shorter wait times, and then work our way up to the front where inevitably we're going to have to wait in some long lines probably. Just for some context, it's 6:35 right now, so the park just opened not too long ago. They were letting people in really early for some reason, and of course they also had Stay and Scream, which they always do. So it's definitely going to get a lot more busy starting right now, but let's go through Vikings. pretty sure Universal Monsters is going to make it in my top 3, and it's only 15 minutes, so let's do it. The best part about coming to Halloween Horror Nights on the very last night of the event is it's not the potential wait times being low, because it actually does seem like it's going to be pretty busy tonight, like I've said, but it's just that all the actors are so into it because it's like their last hurrah. You know, it's their last chance to play these characters that they have embodied for the last 2.5 months. So, and to be a part of the cast that they've fallen in love with, you know. So everyone just absolutely goes for it on the last night, and it's so good. So I just went through Monsters like you saw, and that's probably the best run I've had through that house this entire season, because everyone was coming out with energy as a final last hoorah kind of thing. It's so good. And that one was already probably top 3 for me, and it was even better tonight. So in the future, if you can come out the last night, I highly recommend it. And now for the Chainsaw Horde. Yeah, to get his going a little bit. Ooh, the Chainsaw Noises guy is here. He hasn't been here the last few times. Alright, Nightingale's Blood Pit's only 20, but Depths of Fear is 10. This is one of the houses that I'm here for because I really want to check it out one more time and give it a fair shot, because right now I think it's at the bottom of my list. However, I have been hearing that they've been doing a lot of tweaking inside this house, and the last few times I was in here, it seemed like they have been moving a lot of the scare actors around, changing up their costumes quite a bit. In fact, actually getting rid of some of the like fish costumes. So let's check it out. I've heard it's a lot better in the last few weeks. We did it the other night, but we got it at a cast change. So I'm interested to give it one final like last good shot before I make my decision on where I put it in my ranking. Oh man, it's not even 10 minutes, it's walk on. Depths of Fear and Nightingales. Depths of Fear specifically is a really hard one for me to place because, like I said, for the entire run, it's definitely been in last place. But the last few times I went through it, it seems like they've been tweaking it a lot. And this past run that I went through was literally the best it's ever been. And in fact, it actually was really good. So I guess you're just going to have to wait until our podcast drops to find out where I ended up putting it in the list. But it's hard because of the history that I've had with the house since the beginning of HHN29 to now. I don't know how that's going to affect it, but I actually really did enjoy that run through. Of course, Nightingales is probably the scariest out of the original houses. The theming is, I don't know, I think it's subpar for this year, but it's still really, really good. With that being said, though, we're walking into House of 1,000 Corpses. It's only 20 minutes, and then we're going to check on some merch because sometimes they have some good deals on the last day. This house, regardless of how you feel of it, you have to admit, it has one of the best facades this year. So apparently, this phone booth right here is the phone booth from the Bill and Ted show that's been used here for, 27 years that show was here. That phone booth was used in the show that everyone loves. And apparently this entrance to Dr. Satan's lair was an actual prop from the movie when they enter into Dr. Satan's lair at the end. Apparently this is the actual door from the movie. It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it seemed like we had a cast change when I went through House of 1,000 Corpses. So a lot of the people were walking in and out of the house, and we ended up missing a whole lot of the scares, which kind of sucks since that's probably going to be my last time going through that house. That one's definitely like bottom 5. And again, I'm still trying to place all of them, but it's definitely bottom 5 for me, unfortunately. I'm just not a huge fan of the movie, and it's not that it's a bad house, it's actually a really good house. It just, it follows the movie so well that it's really only aimed towards the people who love the movie. Unlike, Universal Monsters, where I don't think you have had to have seen the original Universal Monsters or even like them. I think that house is so good on its own that it doesn't require you to be a fan of the movie, so to speak. But it's still a good house, just not my favorite, and it sucks that I missed pretty much all the scares. We're going to be walking through Hellbilly Deluxe, the scare zone, and Zombieland Double Tapped, also a scare zone. And then as soon as we make it through that, we're going to check out the merchandise stores, the HHN Tribute store, because sometimes, I don't know if they did the last 2 years because I was scare acting the last night, but I know that in past years they have had some pretty good deals on merch. Since it's the last night, they're trying to get rid of everything. So I think we're going to try to check that out and see what's going on there. But let's enjoy these scare zones for the last time. One last time, Tribute Store. Yeti's only 40, so let's do it. Man, it's a shame that the houses are so long because Yeti was marked for about 40 minutes, but when I actually got in line, it was more about 60 minutes. And maybe halfway through the line, they updated it to 60 minutes. So 60 minutes was definitely more of an accurate wait time for that one. So just as an update, went through the HHN Tribute store, and just to let you guys know, there actually are no discounts on the last night. I don't know when the last year was that they did that. I think the last time I was here as a guest for the last night was, maybe 2015, 2016, something like that. So it's been a while since I was here on the very last night. So that is obviously something that they're not doing anymore. Kind of sucked, but whatever, I get it. HHN's such a popular thing, But let's talk wait times for a second. I know one of the things that we were asking was how busy is the last night? I mean, it is the last night of HHN. Is it dead? Since it is after Halloween, are people still in the spooky mood? Do they still want to come to Halloween Horror Nights? And in the past, the answer's been no, not really. As soon as Halloween hits, it's dead for the rest of the season. This year is, I think, the first year that I've noticed that it's not the case anymore. I think last year it stayed steady, but this year, the last few nights have been even busier than the nights before. Like right now, it's not even 10 o'clock yet, and all of the houses are at 50 minutes or higher. The shortest wait time is 50 minutes right now, and the longest is 100 minutes. So if that gives you an example of what our wait times are looking at right now, the park is busy. And I'm expecting it to continue to get more and more busy until about 10:30. And then once 10:30, maybe even 11 hits, then we might see some decline in wait times. But the issue is it's Saturday. Saturdays are always the busiest nights of the week. So I don't know if wait times are going to go down once 11 o'clock hits or not like they normally would. But we'll see, I guess. It's a shame that all the waits are so long right now, especially because, you're here, it's the last night, you want to get everything done. Thankfully, if you do know how to do these events, where what we did tonight, where we hit up all the houses on the way to the back of the park, and then once we got to the back of the park, we worked our way forward. But deciding to skip the houses that are on the main street, like Ghostbusters, Yeti, Us, and of course Stranger Things, skipping those until later on in the night is the best way to go, because it's 10:30 and I've already done half the houses. I believe probably in about an hour, Tricia's actually going to meet up with us to close out the night, because she wants to do some of the houses for the last time. I think I'm going to save Stranger Things for the very last house, just so I don't have to wait 100 minutes for that house. That's a lot. That's more than an hour and a half. I'm good. But we have just a little less than 30 minutes before the Lagoon show starts, and since all the houses are such a long wait right now, I think I'm going to end up just waiting just a little bit so we can catch a little bit of the Lagoon show.
mayhem has come to an end.
All right, Graveyard Games literally just dropped down to 30, so let's do it. After this, I only have 2 more houses tonight. All right, Tricia's here.
Hey.
You had a gig today, so that's why you were late, but you're here.
I am. I'm here. Final night.
We're trying to hit up these last 3 houses, so we're in Us right now. It's only a 60-minute wait. I say only, but it's a 60-minute wait, 1 hour. But at least we're not in line for Stranger Things, which is 100 minutes. That sounds horrible.
There's the goal to do it though tonight.
Yeah, there is a goal to do it. We're saving it for the very end though, so hopefully we can get it with like 40 minutes or less. We'll see though.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. All right, unfortunately, that's a wrap for HHN29. It just hit 2 o'clock. Well, it hit 1 o'clock twice because it was the time change. So it hit 2 o'clock, but then it jumped to. So it's confusing. But either way, HHN's done for. It's closed. It's a wrap for 29, and we'll be back here again for year 30.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a huge year for HHN. I know that we're saving a lot of really cool ideas that they had for next year just because it's the 30th year, and I'm really excited for some of those ideas to be announced because it's going to be insane. But we'll be here. Between the last clip and now, we did get to do Ghostbusters.
Yes, we did twice.
Yes, but we did, in between, we did Stranger Things. It was marked as 85-minute, but we only waited probably about 45.
Yeah, about 45.
So not too bad overall. But seriously, guys, tune in to our podcast that is dropping. It'll probably drop the day after that this video drops. So tune into our podcast to hear our final rankings and reviews of the houses. I think you'll be interested to hear what we have to say about Stranger Things and Monsters and Yeti. Just literally pretty much all the houses. I think you'll be surprised to hear some of our thoughts because just talking to a few other people, I think we have some unique thoughts and opinions on these houses this year. But overall, such a fantastic year. I was actually kind of concerned that this year was just going to be a gap year because, 30 years is right around the corner. But no, they crushed it out of the park this year. It was ridiculous. Overall, such a good year. I can't stop saying that because, wow, it was so good. But what blew my mind tonight, and this last thing before we'll close off, what blew my mind was just how busy it was tonight. Stranger Things stayed at about 100 minutes all night long. Sometimes it got to 110 minutes. It was actually the one and only time that I saw it drop to 85 was the one time we went to go through it. So Stranger Things was ridiculous. I mean, the whole park stayed around 50 minutes or higher. Which is crazy for last night. The last night of the event is usually the slow night, where things are 15, 20 minutes. But no, for some reason, everything was super packed and busy. I think that's a testament to how popular Halloween Horror Nights has been getting. But that's going to be it for us tonight. We hope you enjoyed following us along on everything HHN. If you missed any of the videos and want to hear some of our in-depth first thoughts and reviews and everything back when the season first started, there's going to be a playlist that's linked in the description and right above here as well. So go ahead and check those out. But that's going to be it for us tonight at HHN, the final night of the season. It's been a good one, but thank you so much for following along. My name's Jonathan Holt.
And I'm Tricia Kennedy.
And you can find all our social down below where you can follow us and Theme Park Center. So be sure to check that out. Subscribe, give us a thumbs up and all that. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Thanks.